Good evening. The special meeting for the City Council of the City of Riverbank is now in session. Today is November 18th, 2024. Today is it's 6 p.m. Please rise.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Hernandez.
Here.
Councilmember Barbara Martinez.
Here.
Vice Mayor Uribe.
Here.
Mayor O'Brien.
Here. Any council authority member or staff has a direct conflict of interest on the scheduled agenda item is to consider at this time. Seeing no declared, we go to special business, item 5.1. City Council vacancy interviews and consideration of applicants for appointment to fulfill vacant council member District 3 term ending December 26th.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Tonight's item is in response to the vacancy that was left when former council member Jones Cruz announced her retirement and wishing her to vacate the seat after her leaving the city. Tonight, as council directed, we have been accepting applications up through November 12th. To be able to fill the seat. And tonight's item is an opportunity for council to interview the 5 candidates who have decided to move forward in this process and hopefully be able to come to a decision on whether to appoint one of those candidates to fulfill the remaining term, which expires December of 2026.
Thank you. At this time, can I have the candidates come up forward to the table here? What will happen is that you will draw lots or numbers, and that'll determine the order of the candidates to be interviewed. All together, number 5. John Henderson, number 1. Number 4. All right, thank you. If, John, if you stay behind and the others will be escorted to City Hall South. Do they go to the podium?
Yes.
Mayor, Council, and I would like to clarify that at the time of the posting of the agenda on Thursday, we did have initially 6 candidates. Unfortunately, on Friday, we were notified via email that 6th candidate Peggy Allen wanted to withdraw her application. So we are down to 5 for tonight.
Thank you for the clarification. Good evening, sir. Would you tell us about your previous involvement with the City of Riverbank? And please include any service organization or community engagements which you participate.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. I'm John Pimentel. I've been a part of Love Riverbank for 3 years. And in the last year, on the Sister City Committee. And then also donations for the Sierra House Club. So some of the things I've been getting involved with.
Okay. That's it on that? Why do you think you are qualified to be appointed to the vacant city council seat?
Well, I'm born and raised in Riverbank for the last 50 years. And Riverbank is a great place. In the last 10 years, I've seen such a huge change, which makes me proud of my city. Not only am I looking at the city, but behind the scenes of the city, what takes place in preparing for all the events. And it takes a great team that isn't always acknowledged. And I noticed that's where I began to look more, and that's something that I want to be a part of for our city. I love Riverbank.
Thank you.
Thank you, John. So city council members receive agendas before city council meetings, and it's crucial to read them and to stay informed. So I have a two-part question for you. How do you plan on balancing the time to read these reports with your current lifestyle? And what is your understanding of the time commitment and responsibilities associated with serving as a council member?
Good question. I don't take it lightly. So I have a job that's willing to let me set aside some time. I could focus on what's going on in the city and make it a priority, not just secondary. It's something that they know that my heart is in it and they're willing to support me and back me up. So it's very important not to take it lightly.
Also, do you have any duties or responsibilities that would conflict with the duties of a council member, such as attending council meetings, special city events, or assigned committee meetings? Do you have any kind of conflicts?
I do not,
Okay.
no.
Okay, hi.
Hi.
So Riverbank has a diverse community. What ideas or plans do you have for engaging as a council member?
Good question. As for me, I work with the elderly and the youth. So bringing them together for our city to create an environment for both the elderly and young people is, we have to consider those that have lived here and the future of this town, which is in the youth and the young people. We need to stay focused on both the elderly and the young people.
And how do you plan to collaborate with fellow council members?
Having watched you all work together the last couple of years, it takes a lot. There's a lot behind the scenes, and I may not agree with your ideas, but I'm here to support you because you have to be a strong team to get somewhere in this town. So in unity, even if we disagree, we do it respectfully and we lift each other up.
Hi.
Hello.
What do you feel is more important for the city right now? And please describe the top 3 immediate issues that you think the city council needs to address.
One of the important things right now is getting more people to get involved. This is their community. They need to be the voice of Riverbank, not just behind the scenes and not agreeing with everything that's going on, but becoming more involved. For me, I want to make it an open door that they can come in and feel welcome and have their opinion heard to be a part of the city.
And also, if you received $1 million grant to use for the city in any way you wanted, what would you do with it and why?
Really good question. Wow. Well, again, invest in the schools, the youth, the future of this town. So I would take that money and find a program that would get them more involved in their town to make them feel a part of the community.
Is there anything else you would like to share with the city council right now?
Thank you for this opportunity. It's great to be here. And it just shows that anybody that puts their heart into it, that's willing to try and be a part of this, is an open door to come on in and learn from you all what we have to offer in Riverbank. And I'm grateful for this opportunity. I look forward to working with you, even if it's still volunteering. That's something that I want to be a part of for Riverbank. So thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir. That concludes our interview of you. He takes a seat here, right?
Yeah.
You take your seat. Thank you. We have it covered. Stanley. Hurry. No, I'm usually awake. Good evening, sir. If you will, you're at the podium.
Good evening.
Evening. Welcome. Could you tell us about your previous involvement with the city of Riverbank? And please include any service organizations or community engagement in which you have participated?
Sure. I've been in the city now for 2 years. I moved up here from LA. Haven't had any direct involvement with the city council or the city itself. We do come to downtown the first year we were here. We came down to the Christmas parade. We really enjoyed that. Something that we didn't get down in LA. And plan on being back up here this year. We were here last year when it was raining during the parade, but we still enjoyed it and loved it. Haven't had a chance to get into the community yet. This is kind of my step into helping out the community and trying to find a way that I can give back as well. So that's where I'm at.
Okay, thank you. Why do you think you are qualified to be appointed to the vacant city council seat?
Sure. I don't have any background in city government. I do have a lot of background in business, and looking at Riverbank and how it's growing now and how we're starting to look at larger budgets and those kinds of things. I feel like I have a lot of background in running businesses and helping in the HR and training department. And so understanding how the city's going to grow in those areas as we add new employees, as we expand departments and things like that. Also, I love looking at the budgets and ferreting out those things that we can do better and save our taxpayers money and be more efficient in how we utilize the funds that we have in the city. So in my background, I've helped businesses in the 50 to $100 million range. So right where we're at right now with the city. So I really feel comfortable with that.
Hi, Stanley. So city council members receive agendas before council meetings, and it's crucial to read them and stay informed. Two-part question for you. How do you plan on balancing the time to read these reports with your current lifestyle? And what is your understanding of the time commitment and responsibilities associated with a council member?
Sure. I haven't had any conversations about commitments, but I've been on the Riverbank website. I've gone through all of the information about the city and the council, the meetings that are required as far as every other Tuesday, and being involved in some of the committees. My commitment would be more on the lines of involving my community and in my district, my neighbors. I just don't hear a lot of talk about what are we doing in the city. And to me, I think we're missing out on being involved. After we had the election, I was looking at the tallies of how many of our residents voted. And it shocked me that it was so small. And so, my goal, if I'm appointed, is to, get out the vote and get into my community and go knock on doors and hand people notes. And I'm thinking in my head, coffee with a councilman up at the Starbucks or whatever it happens to be in my area. So, those are the things that I'm looking at. As far as my ability to commit to that time, I do have a flexible job. And, I'm an area leader for the company that's listed on the farm. I don't know if we want to talk about that, but I do have flexibility in being able to say, this day in the morning, I have something, commitment that I need to do for the city. My evenings are free, my weekends are free. So I don't feel like I'd have any issues.
Do you have any duties or responsibilities that would conflict with the duties of a council member, such as attending council meetings, special city events, and assigned committee meetings?
Not to my knowledge right now. I would be able to commit to that. Yeah. Sure.
Hi. Riverbank has a diverse community. What ideas or plans do you have for engaging as a council member?
So I talked a little bit about, even knocking on the doors of my neighbors, but, looking at the businesses around, I was looking at the district at District 3 that encompasses and see some of the businesses over here from 2nd Street over and some of the churches and things like that. And just in my mind, I'm thinking about well, you know, I need to go and, you know, knock on the door and talk to the pastor and see if I can visit, you know, and just be available for the community so that they have a vessel to talk through to the city council. Because that's, you know, we moved up here 2 years ago and I didn't know who my city council person was and no, not trying to degrade anyone, but to me, I feel like, you know, if there was a welcome wagon to say, welcome to the neighborhood, I'm your council member, or some way to involve that person, at least give them the opportunity so that they know who they can call and who they can reach out to when there is an issue or something that they see that they'd like to speak to for the city. So I think it's really about representing the people that you work for. And that's kind of my job has throughout my career has been to be an advocate for my team and for upper management to kind of voice those concerns that my team might have about things. And then to bring what the upper management has decided back to the team and help them understand it and kind of adopt it as well. And be good with it or to understand why we have to do certain things a certain way. So I really want to kind of engage those folks in my community. And like I said, District 3, there's a lot, we're all over there in the restaurants and stuff all the time.
And how do you plan to collaborate with your fellow council members?
That would be, you know, coming in and saying, what do I need to do? Teach me, because I haven't been involved in city government before, so I think it's a lot of, you know, watching and learning and listening and asking questions. Like I said, I was going through the budget and I have a whole list of questions about the budget that I'm just like, do I ask, you know, do I reach out to the finance department and just send them emails or what would you do there? So those are the things that I think it would just be a matter of a collaboration to say, how can I learn more? What can I do for you? How can I help you in your agendas to help the city move forward?
What do you feel is more important for the city right now? And please describe the top 3 immediate issues that you think the city council needs to address.
Sure. Growth is a big thing right now. We can see it obviously in Crossroads West. I love the growth. I love the new Costco. I think that's fantastic. We were very excited to see that so we don't have to drive across town. My concern is as we bring retail in, and this is something that I've seen in other smaller communities, retail is great. It brings tax benefits, but the profits that they make go away from our community. You know, those profits go back to Costco headquarters. I think one of the most important things that we need to do now is to develop jobs here that keep the money in the community, to develop maybe manufacturing or even white collar jobs that keep, that bring investment and bring dollars to the community that are left here in the community through wages, through benefits, through the things that our citizens need. That helps to strengthen our community. The second thing I think is, the second pillar would be education. I don't know how much the city council really delves into education, but the great cities around California have excellent education, excellent schools. I think we have good schools. I think they could be great schools. So I think there's definitely some focus there on education. And the third thing I would say is, how do we grow smartly to include the voices of everybody around us? And as an agricultural community, I know that there's been a lot of pushback on some of the growth that we have, but if we don't grow, we have an issue because we'll become stagnant. You know, our tax base doesn't change. We know costs are going to continue to rise no matter what. And if we can't improve the tax base over the years, we're going to have issues down the road with being able to keep up with what our citizens demand of the city. Those would be my 3.
If you received a $1 million grant to use for the city in any way you wanted, what would you do with it and why?
I would have to ask my constituents first. I would need more understanding of what the community feels that we're missing right now. My personal opinion would be to invest in activities of some fashion. And I'm thinking, summertime activities, we have the pool, but, we have the pool, we have the youth centers, those kinds of things. So I would probably try to push some of the money there. I always look at the softball fields over on Morel, and I think we can do more of that for the community. So that's kind of where my mind goes when we talk about, a grant of some sort for the community, is what can we do that would be open to the entire community to use? That's where I would go with it.
Thank you.
Is there anything else you would like to share with the city council?
I appreciate the opportunity, really do. I appreciate just the fact that, you've allowed us to come in without any background or anything and stand before you and take a chance. So thank you very much to all of you.
Thank you, sir. We will please have a seat. Well, welcome. Good evening. We'll just start off with the questions. Tell us about your previous involvement with the city of Riverbank. Please include any service organizations or community engagement in which you have participated.
Specifically for the city of Riverbank, well, I just moved back a year ago. Previously, I was in Turlock. But as far as community engagement in general, I have volunteered for the probation department of Modesto for 6 months. And I've also done a community outreach program for She Became, where we did speeches for young girls in schools and as well at the MJC Hispanic Conference.
Why do you think you are qualified to be appointed to the vacant city council seat?
So I'm very passionate about advocating and giving a voice to people that may not have it. Being a mom of 3, one of which is on the spectrum, this is something that I practice daily, which is advocating and lots of patience.
Thank you, Beatriz. So city council members receive agendas before council meetings, and it's crucial to read them and to stay informed. So 2-part question for you. How do you plan on balancing the time to read these reports with your current lifestyle? And what is your understanding of the time commitment and responsibilities while serving as a council member?
So this is something that I think is very manageable for me. I'm currently a stay-at-home mom, and I'm also a student at MJC for my last semester for social and behavioral sciences, because again, I'm very passionate about people and community. Reading, I spend my time reading all the time. Thankfully, this is my last semester. I have a little bit left. So I think that I can dedicate my entire time to this position. And as far as time commitment, like I said, I'm home, so I'm able to come to the meetings with no problem.
And do you have any duties or responsibilities that would conflict with the duties of a council member, such as attending these council meetings, special city of events, or any assigned committee meetings?
None at all.
Thank you.
Hi. Riverbank has a diverse community. What ideas or plans do you have for engaging as a council member?
So something that I've noticed is that community outreach, as far as the social media pages, are not as have a lot of followers on there. So something I would like to do is maybe be more transparent and more outreach for people to know what is going on in the city.
How do you plan to collaborate with fellow council members?
So one thing I've heard in the works is Jacob Myers. And that's something that I would love to get my hands in. This is a park that's very dear to us. This is when we visit often. So I would love to get involved with that. I also really loved the Sierra House program you guys did as well, which is something that's right up my alley as far as helping community.
What do you feel is more important for the city right now? And please describe the top three immediate issues that you think the city council needs to address.
I know the top one that I have heard from fellow neighbors is the roads. Another concern I've heard is traffic. And I would also say bringing more life to the downtown area.
If you received a $1 million grant to use for the city in any way you wanted, what would you do with it and why?
I think I would invest it in Jacob Myers. It would benefit a lot of the community, from the youngest to the oldest, as far as the walking trail, to the dog owners, and to the children.
Is there anything else you would like to share with the city council?
I would be so honored, and this is something that is really a dream of mine to serve. It's always been in my heart to do. So that's all.
Okay, thank you
you.
very much. You may take your seat. Good evening. Right there, yes, please, sir. Thank you. Start off with the questions. Tell us about your previous involvement with the city of Riverbank. Please include any service organizations or community engagement which you have participated.
So my city involvement, by the way, my name is Armando Rodriguez. I am a Riverbank native. My participation with the Riverbank came since my high school. And usually I played a lot of sports. I was very involved during that time with local events and community participation. I stepped away for a couple of years while I was attending Sacramento State University. As I came back, my goal was to further participate with the city, which I got to participate with Love Riverbank. I attend the Riverbank Chamber of Commerce events, also with local Chamber of Commerce events that they held. That's pretty much my goal at this time, is to participate a little bit more with Riverbank.
Why do you think you are qualified to be appointed to the vacant city council seat?
I feel I bring really good qualifications. As I mentioned, I am a Riverbank's high school alumnus, as well as a Sacramento State alumnus. I hold a bachelor's degree in construction management with minor in business administration. During my professional career, I've ran a team of about 16 people, which I further expanded all that my past knowledge in the professional field to begin and running my own businesses, which is family operated. And I feel getting all my experiences from my professional career can really impact my leadership into the local community.
Thank you, Armando. So city council members receive agendas before council meetings, and it's crucial to read them and stay informed. So two-part question for you. How do you plan on balancing the time to read these reports with your current lifestyle? And what is your understanding of the time commitment and responsibilities associated with being a council member?
So they are released before meetings. May I ask how soon before the meetings they are released?
Could be a Thursday or a Friday, that weekend prior.
Oh, perfect. So I do anticipate with this role, it's gonna take a lot of commitment, which I know I am gonna be very eager and willing to make that time for my local community, as well as I do have a team behind me, so I know as far as impacting my current lifestyle or businesses, it's not gonna play any role into me supporting my local neighbors.
Do you have any duties or responsibilities that would conflict with the duties of a council member, such as attending these council meetings, special city events, and assigned committee meetings?
I don't have any conflict, as I know that there was gonna be events that are gonna be mandatory and required by the city council. And I'm fully committed to making sure I make every single one of those events and prioritize that. Knowing my other agendas for my businesses, it's not gonna affect my other tasks.
Thank you, Armando.
Hi, Riverbank has a diverse community. What ideas or plans do you have for engaging as a council member?
So the plans I intend to participate as a council member, I feel it is very important that we speak to all of our communities, more so to also the Hispanic community. As growing up here, I've taken what I've learned from my parents, coming as my grandfather arrived here at the year of 1977, and he's watched this city grow, as well as my family making Burbank the heart of making this their hometown. And for me being here, also knowing that I've experienced other cities, Burbank's our home. And I feel like many of us need to reach out to our local, also the Hispanic community, and be more transparent with them, and also speak their language, for them to know how they could participate in the city.
And how do you plan to collaborate with your fellow council members?
Collaboration is going to be very important. I know as running a business and being in teams, I feel communication is going to be super, super important for all of us to be on the same page. Anything that we could collaborate or help each other in, I'm all on board. I'm a team player. I feel that's going to be the important thing, because I take this as a job. You take this as you running your own business. You collaborate, you communicate, and you help each other out.
What do you feel is more important for the city right now? And please describe the top 3 immediate issues that you think the city council needs to address.
I feel what's really important, outside of, building, and that's going to be super important. But my main thing is, I think communication is really the biggest trigger that I want to focus on also, as a city council member, is getting my local neighbors to be collaborative and know that they could participate with decision making, getting involved. I think the biggest message to them is how they can get involved, because even speaking back to a couple of my neighbors and my parents, they don't really know how all this works. And I feel having that communication with them and getting in front of your neighbors, explaining to them how it all works, that they could come in and participate also.
If you received a $1 million grant to use for the city in any way you wanted, what would you do with it and why?
I think we should partake in school events, get our collaborate with local schools and helping the local youth get more involved also with our city. Uh, get, I think that's also maybe a job that Park and Recs, it focuses on getting the youth involved in our local city. So my biggest thing is also, I'm a very big sports guy. I love getting our youth involved in any way possible. So I think I'd be partnering up with Parks and Rec into getting our youth involved with our city.
Is there anything else you would like to share with the city council?
I feel as a young individual, I want to say that I'm very eager and I have the willingness to step in as a city council member if it's sets forth and I think you guys will see that with my passion and my leadership skills, I think I could truly be a fit role for a city council member.
Thank you. That will be it. If you will, take your seat.
Thank you.
You get the podium,
I get the podium.
sir.
Okay. Right.
We'll start right with the questions. Tell us about your previous involvement with the city of Riverbank. Please include any service organizations or community engagement in which you have participated.
Good evening, I'm Paul Gutierrez. Number 5, in case you want to hear it again. I've been here for 32 years in Riverbank. I live out here in the North Landing area, which is the area in which I'm putting in for. Now with and you asked what I have been involved in, right?
Yes.
Okay. My whole thing here, I'm a high school graduate with some college. He worked for the Naval Air Station in Alameda for 21 years till they closed the base down. I got involved with the city council 1998 to 2002. And I was in the STARS program as a volunteer for the Sheriff's Department. I was a recreation commissioner at one point before coming into the city council. I was vice president of the Chamber of Commerce. I was involved in the redevelopment of the downtown area in Stancog. We had redevelopment involvement in the Jacob Myers Park, which I was able to get $640,000 to renovate the park at that time.
And we had to get that grant over in Sacramento. Also involved in the Galaxy Theater, broke ground for that. Got the self-help credit union to come down here. Perkles was another first item that we brought in. And of course, the O'Brien's Market at that time was being developed. I was involved, I did say groundbreaking with the Galaxy Theater, right? And a lot of other stuff that we had going. But that was most of the stuff that I got involved in, and that was a little rough for 4 years.
Why do you think you are qualified to be appointed to the vacant city council seat?
I feel that I'm qualified because I still haven't finished. And I would like to finish some of the stuff that I got started back then, because I heard you mention something today about 10 years ago. There's some stuff there that wasn't finished. And all in all, though, I would like to be of service again to the city council. And I don't like to see vacant seats. It's another thing. So.
Thank you, Paul. City council members receive agendas before council meetings, and it's crucial to read them and stay informed. Two-part question for you. How do you plan on balancing the time to read these reports with your current lifestyle? And what is your understanding of the time commitment and responsibilities associated serving as a council member?
Well, everything's got a time, so as far as my involvement in trying to get the agenda read and all that stuff, I'm retired, so I got plenty of time to, I'll even come down here and read it if I have to. But that's about as far as I'm gonna take that, because it's really not that hard to do.
Do you have any duties or responsibilities that would conflict with the duties of a council member, such as attending these council meetings, special city events, and assigned committee meetings?
The only thing that I have is that my security guard business, I usually attend to that first. So, and that's usually the weekends only. I don't do anything else during the week.
Thank you, Paul.
Hi.
Hi.
Riverbank has a diverse community. What ideas or plans do you have for engaging as a council member?
Well, I gotta see what the ideas are and how I can get involved in it. If it's something that's already scheduled, and that's what I want to finish. I like to start and finish. I don't like to leave anything, opened out there and not get something done.
And how do you plan to collaborate with your fellow council members?
That's that goes right along with the trying to see what's going on and what help we need and what the agenda. I'll go by what the agenda states.
What do you feel is more important for the city right now? Please describe the top 3 immediate issues that you think the city council needs to address.
Our roads. Morale. People come to me, I don't deal with it. Go to city council. Let them talk to you about that. Because I've had problems there, issues And I've had to go to the county, and the county turns around and says, go to city. Go to your city. They're in charge of that. But I understand that, we're still gonna build more homes in the area back here where the, Canal Bank is. And, add to the park. The way I'm gonna get involved in that is by trying to find finances like I did for Jacob Myers Park. And the way we do that is we need to get a lobbyist, get over to the Sacramento area and get all our monies, because that's where the money's at. And everybody's laughing.
So if you received a $1 million grant to use for the city in any way you wanted, what would you do with it and why?
Well, first of all, we got a downtown problem where there's a lot of buildings that are empty. I would try to get a hold of those people that own those properties and see what they're gonna do with it. Either they're gonna rent them, sell them, or see if there's any way to take those buildings away from them if they're not gonna do anything with it. Cause there's a lot of nice buildings in the downtown area that still need to be dealt with, that haven't been dealt with. And then again, finish up the projects. You know, we got open spaces still on the other side of Costco. You know, we could still probably build and finish off that area and then turn around and add on to whatever you're gonna do on the Costco side. But we need to start and finish. You know,
Is there anything else you would like to share with the city council?
I don't know, there's a few people here that I do know, few people that I don't know, but, like I said, if there's a way that you can vote me in, count on me to do what I'm saying. I always had an open phone where you could call me and deal with me, but, you know, now that we're district, each council has their own districts. And I would take advantage of that, you know. So as far as I'm concerned, wish everybody luck. And Lord bless you. Have a good evening.
Thank you,
All I
sir.
had is.
Please take your seat. Okay, at this time, we'll have public comment for anyone wishing to speak on behalf or for any of the candidates. Anyone wishing to speak? Please come on up, state your name.
Hi, my name is Lauren Cordova. I'm a pastor's daughter of a local church here in Riverbank. I'm here to speak on behalf and support of John Pimentel. I mean, those who know him in the room, if we could just give him a round of applause. You know, he is a great man, and anyone who knows him can attest to that. John is a man of God grounded in faith and guided by strong morals. His unwavering commitment to doing what is right, even in the face of challenges, is a testament to his character. He leads by example, demonstrating kindness and compassion in every interaction. One of the qualities that truly sets John apart of his abilities is to listen. In a world that often, rushes to speak, he embraces the wisdom and being slow to speak and quick to listen. He understands the importance of hearing different perspectives and valuing every voice in our community. The This thoughtful approach not only fosters understanding, but also builds bridges among us, uniting us in our shared goals. His commitment to good morals and integrity has also been evident in his personal and professional life. Um, he treats everyone with respect and fairness, ensuring that his actions reflect his values. As a council member, I have no doubt that he will bring um, dedication to serving our community, advocating for our needs, and ensuring that every resident feels seen and heard. Let's come together and support John Pimentel in this important journey. I believe that with him on the council, we will have a leader that represents our values and works for the betterment of our community. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other wishing to speak? Mr. Campbell?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Cal Campbell. I was a district representative, city council member for 9.5 years for District 3. And I'm here to support John Pimentel. During the end of my career on the council, John helped us get the I Love Riverbank going very well. He was very helpful with it. He's been involved in other things. He's lived in this community all his life, and he's involved in other activities, and I would support him 100% and also be available to help him out if he needs help. Thank you.
Yes, sir, please.
Hi, my name is Elias Cordova, pastor of Community Praise Tabernacle. I'm excited to share my support for John Pimentel, a candidate for Riverbank City Council as a long life resident of Riverbank and a dedicated member of Community Praise Tabernacle for over 30 years. John has showed an unwavering commitment to our town and its people. John has a well-earned reputation for caring and selflessly assisting those in need, whether through his service in the church or efforts to support our border community. He understands the challenge we face and brings a genuine desire to make a positive difference. With his deep roots in Riverbank and his heart for service, I believe John Pimentel would be an outstanding addition to the City Council. His leadership will help ensure that Riverbank continues to be a strong, united, and thriving community. John is a very resourceful person. He's not only trustworthy, but loyal and committed to what he does. I support John 100%. He is someone who truly represents the values and needs of our city. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
My name is Jenna Reyes, and I want to speak in support of Armando. I've known Armando in a short period of time, and in that time, I've been able to see his passion for talking to the community. His passion bleeds into his leadership, and I know what it's like to want to be involved and feeling like there's no way to connect. I believe Armando has the technical and personal qualities to bridge the gap between the council and the community. I like to believe that where there's a will, there's a way. Armando is a team leader and a passionate person. Whether him or anybody else, I hope nonetheless that the person appointed can bridge that gap. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Hey everyone, my name is Carlos Rubio. Also a minister of Community Praise Tabernacle, where John and I both attend. I've known John for 22 years. When I started going to church there, and as I grew to know him, I've seen that he's a very respectful person to all those that are around him, no matter the age size or their ages. He's not biased to anybody. And I've seen him get involved in the community, especially in the Love Riverbank. He pushed our community, our congregation to get involved, to let the city know that there's a church, there's a group of people that is in favor of this city, and that is able to back up the city in any way they can. And that's the leadership that he has. And I've known him also as a caretaker, in home and out of home. If he's not able to do it in home, he'll send somebody that he knows that he trusts with that position. And that's the kind of person he is. If he can't do the job, he'll send somebody that can do it in a respectful way. And he's a very honest man. He's a respectful man. Everybody loves him. He's a good character. He will bring in this community, he'll bring the leadership that he has, and just the love and the compassion that he has for the community. I think he will serve a good member in this council.
Thank you.
God bless.
My name's Randy Richardson. I'm pastoring the church at 3126 Stanislaus Street. And the wonderful qualities of all the applicants were obvious to me tonight, but I am speaking on behalf of John as well. John's been a part of Love Riverbank Committee, which I have also been a part of. And I think the thing that I benefited most from him is his willingness to come together and understand the vision of what Love Riverbank was. And he brought his personal involvement, his ideas, and then also supported the projects and what other people were doing as well. I also had the privilege and to work with John at the Parent Summit at Riverbank High School. And what I've personally I saw John get engaged in these conversations with people, just regular residents of Riverbank, and listening to him talk to them about what the properties used to be in the city and how, and just his passion for the city and his passion for the people and the residents of Riverbank. I was really impressed with that. I wasn't engaged in the conversations, but I could hear them all throughout the day at the parent summits. And he also has that same characteristic, and just love Riverbank, and then just around town and talking with him and watching him work with people. When you have a vision or you have a project and you put a team together, the most important thing is that somebody doesn't come on board trying to start something that you can tell the agenda is not just being part of a team, but they have a hidden agenda. And with John, I've seen his commitment to individuals in the city without anything in return. It's not like he's looking for something or he's trying to build something. He just really authentically cares about Riverbank. And I think that's what I love about John the most. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, any more? Okay, I want to thank the candidates for being here in the public for your comments.
Mayor, we have one on Zoom.
Okay.
Ms. Ayers, can you please unmute?
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yes, please go ahead.
Thank you. Jamie Yeagers, community resident. I've looked at all the applications attached to the agenda item. I've listened to all the candidates this evening. And my recommendation would be in support of Armando Rodriguez for filling the District 3 vacancy. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ayers.
Okay,
That is all, Mayor.
with that, I want to thank the candidates for being here in the public. And I would like to take a short recess, and then we'll come back in about 5 minutes or so. So let's, adjourn. Oh, no. Thank you. We reconvene the special meeting for Monday, November 18th. All right, from here, we have several options. We can choose who we want tonight, or it can be continued to another special meeting. The way I would like this to go is that if we have preferences, that we go out and state them now. We'll start off with Councilmember Hernandez.
So is it like a choice type of thing?
Well, if you nominate someone seconds, if that's how you want to do.
Okay. Sure. This is difficult. I think personally, I think it's important to choose someone that's going to be willing to collaborate with the potential new makeup of council. And so my first choice is Armando Rodriguez.
That's the motion. Do we have a second?
So motion to appoint Armando Rodriguez dies for lack of a second.
Councilmember Barbara Martinez.
As Councilmember Hernandez just stated, this was a difficult decision to make. All of our candidates really do love Riverbank. You can hear it in their responses to the questions. And they love the city just as much as I do. And like I said, this is very difficult. But from my past experience in community involvement, I have seen Mr. Pimentel do a lot of work in the community, and I just think that he is a very viable candidate, and I'd like to recommend him for this seat for District 3.
Can I make a comment before I second?
Yes.
So first of all, I want to thank all five candidates. It's you guys have a lot of courage just to turn in that application and go through the process and to show up and to do this interview. So kudos to you guys for that. And with my experience, not only here but with Winco Foods, you do a lot of interviews, and so you get a snapshot of who the actual candidate is here. Over the last 3 years, I've worked personally with John, and he is, as Randy stated, he's like a walking, talking historical society, right? So he's like telling you, oh, this used to be this and this used to be that. And he's always been the one to kind of cheer others on. And so for that reason, I'm going to second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion to appoint Mr. Pimentel and a second. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Hernandez?
I'm gonna abstain.
Councilmember Barbara Martinez?
Yes.
Councilmember Vice Mayor Uribe?
Yes.
Mayor O'Brien?
Yes.
Motion passes 3-0 to appoint John Pimentel.
All right. Want to thank everyone for being here. Thank you. It does take courage just to do what you did. And you showed true courage and commitment. And I believe there's still a lot to do in this city. Stay involved, stay in communication. And there's other committees that are very viable, like the Planning Commission. So keep your eyes and ears open for ways to get involved in the government, and eyes and ears open for how you can be involved in the community. So.
Can I say something?
Yes,
too?
you can.
Okay, thank you.
I was going to say everybody can say something.
Yeah, thank you again, everyone. And I also want to say, just remember there's nonprofits where you can volunteer. I have lots of events going on all the time, and I'm always looking for volunteers. So please give me a call. Come to the council meetings and let us know what's going on during public comment. We want to hear from you. That's the only way we can address things and, that you're concerned about, or that, your neighbors are concerned about. So please come to our council meetings and let us hear from you. It's very much appreciated. We can't be everywhere all the time, so love everybody. Thank you.
Rachel?
1,000,000%. I was like, could we expand the council to 9 people so we could all be together? Because all of you brought such different strengths. And so that's, the only reason I made the decision I made.
I'll just kind of echo what my fellow council members have said and the mayor. Continue to stay engaged. You've already shown that that's the direction you want to go. We as a community, we as a council want to see you guys, involved with us. There's so many committees that you can do that. And thank you again. So appreciate it.
And one last thing, a lot of your concerns we have been addressing for the last 6, 8 years. We now have social media, which is going to be expanded very rapidly. We just hired her last meeting, and we expect great things in the next 30 days. Okay, that's to get the word out, and also the involvement in each of the districts and the community as a whole. So I want to thank everyone for being here. I want to thank Maricela, your staff. Gabby, thank you very much. And this meeting is adjourned. Our next business meeting will be, what is
December
it?
10th.
December 10th at 6 p.m. This meeting is adjourned.